Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. This video today is about me sharing with you the mindset that I use and some tips that keep me sober, strong and as happy and at peace as you can be at this present moment during these difficult times that we're all living through and going through. Before I do that, please subscribe, like and share the videos. It just helps more people to see them, and perhaps they will help more people, and that's the purpose, the sole purpose of this channel. There's over 300 there now. There's something there for every aspect of getting sober, staying sober, health tips, from alcohol, opiates, everything that I've experienced over the last 4 years. So please help by subscribing. Thank you. The purpose of this video, as I say, is for me to share this mindset with you. We're all pretty confused at this time. You know, there's been nothing like it, certainly not in my lifetime, and many of you watching this lifetime. You know, we're full of fear, uncertainty, anger, frustration, you name it. The emotions are all there, and this is pretty dangerous for people who suffer, as I said in the last video, from mental health issues or addiction issues. And indeed myself, back in March, for those of you who are familiar with the channel, if you look back, it was quite a harrowing video for me to make in mid-March this year. I was walking 1,000 miles for a charity called St. Mungo's on the Camino de Santiago when all the coronavirus sort of sprung up, particularly in Spain, where I was walking, and I was way out in the sticks, and really struggled. And I put a lot of effort into this, a lot of planning, and I had to come back, and it took me sort of 2 or 3 days to fight my way back through a country that was panicking and almost under martial law at that time. And when I got back, unfortunately for a short period of time, after 4 years of sobriety, I relapsed. So I understand those feelings. I had to find my way back, and look at that video, have a look at it. It's in the March section. I had to find my way back. I had to find a way and a mindset that would get me through this, because as I said in the last video, it's like the sort of prisoner mentality. If you're locked up in jail and you have no end date, no release date, you start to lose hope, and that's when these negative feelings creep in. And that's why as a long-term prisoners, there's a lot of violence and suicide and depression and self-harm and all these things, and of course in prison addiction as well. So when you've got to first of all recognize these feelings for what they are. And I harp back onto HALT first of all. HALT is something, hungry, angry, lonely, tired, that I bang on a lot about on this channel. And you can apply it certainly to this current pandemic and the feelings that probably all of us, whether you're suffering from addiction or mental health issues or not, you're probably suffering from these feelings. So first of all, hungry, hungry, we're hungry for information. A lot of us are hungry because we can't afford to buy food, because jobs have been lost and livelihoods have been lost and money's tight, and we're using food banks. I know I volunteer in a food bank here, and the people using that are there are of course some homeless people and people in addiction, all those, but there's also a lot of normal families. I say normal families who you wouldn't expect to see there, who just can't afford to buy food. Angry. We are angry, we're frustrated. We're probably angry at the powers that be for the way we perceive they're handling this situation. We're angry because we're locked in. Now in England, it's the rule of 6. We can't see anybody, our freedoms are being taken away. We have to wear masks. We're frustrated, scared, fear. All of these things are coming in to the anger and resentments. Lonely. Yes, we're lonely. It's difficult because we can't go and see our loved ones. For me, I've not seen any of my family, since February. since before I went on the Camino. And I'll come on to how we're going to handle these things in a second. Lonely, yeah, it is lonely. We're not seeing the people on a day-to-day basis, and when we do see them, we're sort of separated by this, this invisible thing that we can't see. And tired. Many of us are tired because we're not sleeping, we're worrying, we're tossing and turning, we're looking at the news constantly. Our minds are buzzing when we go to bed, we're picking up the phone and this, that and the other. So we're tired. And all these things combined with everything else and all that fear and uncertainty that's going on in the world, combined to make a dangerous recipe, as I say. And you unconsciously, thoughts start to creep in. I want to hide from these feelings. I want to numb myself from all this shit that's going on in the world. And, then we start to go backwards. And before you know it, and if you look back at that video in March for me, after being strong in my sobriety, stronger than I'd ever been, slowly it chipped away without me even realising it. I picked up a pill. And thank God I have the support that stopped me very quickly. But how do we handle it? Let's start with, I'll come back to hunger in a minute. Anger. We've got to realise first of all that, and it took me a while, because I'm a reactive sort of person. Anyone that knows me will know I was in the catering business. I cooked and I was chefed a lot and all those sort of things. And I react, I fly off the handle, and I don't think things through. I've had to learn to take a breath and do that. And I've also had to realise something else, that I've got to let go of control. Because there's no point in being angry or resentful, because this situation, as you all know, logically is totally beyond our control. And grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And it's finding that wisdom. We can't control it. We've got to let go of it. We've got to adapt and make the best of the situation. There's a saying behind me on the wall up there that I live by, or try to live by, and sometimes it's very difficult. Life isn't about waiting for the storms to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And that's not a trite thing for me to say. That is something you have to do. You have to let go of that control. You have to realise you haven't got any. You have to realise that you've got to make the best of this current situation and be the best you can be during it, and learn to dance in the rain, learn to make the best of a bad job, if you like, and once you do that, you'll find a great release and relief. I know I did, because when I got over the upset of that relapse in March and not going on the Camino, I realised that it was all beyond my control, and the Camino wouldn't be going anywhere, and one day I would go back and do it, which I am going to. But if I carried on down the path I was going on, then I would be dead and I wouldn't be going on it, and that's where it would have ended up. Thank God for the help that I received, and thank God for pulling myself round. Lonely, yes, we are lonely. But let's make the most of the technology that we've got. We moan and groan, and I moan and groan on this channel. I've done it enough about phones and computers and stuff. But during this time, for me anyway, they've been a godsend, because I can FaceTime every day. I can watch my granddaughter grow up. And it's not ideal. Of course it isn't. But at least I can see and communicate every single day. Tell my family I love them every single day. Watch them, see them, and I'm lucky to have that. If you're lucky enough to have that in at your fingertips, use it. And that loneliness, you're still connected. You have to stay connected, and if you can't do that, talk to people in groups. Talk to your neighbours that you never talk to. You may have to talk to them at a distance, but at least you're staying connected. Don't isolate. I know that sort of you got self-isolate, obviously, but don't isolate yourself, and wherever you can, get out, communicate, and get on the phone and get on the Facebook and FaceTime and whatever, and stay connected. I'm tired. Don't take your phone to bed with you. Switch the news channel off. I have on my phone, switched it off. Don't even look at it anymore. You know, if there's something really urgent and important that happens that you need to know about, I'm sure you'll find out about it. Someone will tell you somewhere. I don't have anything in my bedroom at night. When I go to bed, it's low light, you know, and all the sleep hygiene that I've learned along the way on this channel I use. So, you know, blackout curtains wherever you can, no phones and laptops in your room. Don't eat a couple of hours before you go to bed. You know, a cup of chamomile tea, read, relax, do some breathing exercises, chill out, and trying to get a good night's sleep without worrying. You know, and so you're trying to protect your sobriety wherever you can, and at every opportunity. You know, and as for the hunger thing, you know, the hunger thing is a difficult one. Arm yourself with information that's good information. There's so much contradictory information out there at the moment, so much bullshit, so many conspiracy theories, this, that and the other going on. You know, if you're going to listen to anybody, if you really want to do that, listen to someone who knows what they're talking about, who has knowledge on this situation, and take note of that knowledge and arm yourself so you know what you're talking about, and you're not just listening to crap and hearsay and worrying yourself unnecessarily. You know, that's what I do anyway. And don't listen to any of the rubbish that's going on, because the media and the rubbish that's going on there, you know, it's just sensationalist, and you'll scare yourself needlessly. And as for using food banks and stuff, you know, as for hunger, physical hunger, there's no shame in any of that. I did when I was a few years ago, and I had a really good job, but there was a couple of years in the wilderness when I was deep in addiction and living on my own, where I was claiming benefits, where I couldn't get a job because I was in my, you know, sort of 53, 54 years old, and I used food bank. You know, and overcoming that, what I perceived as shame, you know, thank God it was there. Thank God it was there. So if you know, you get an opportunity to use it, because it's there for you. There's no shame in it at all. You know, this situation is out of your control. You know, so keeping on this straight and narrow, if you feel like slipping backwards, just think of one thing. You know, think of what I said in the last video. Your sobriety is not only a gift to you, a gift to yourself. It is a gift to everybody, every single person that loves you and you love, and your close family, your daughters, your sons, your wife, your grandparents, your friends, your parents, whatever. It's a gift to them. And if you let this situation drag you back into that dark hole you were in before, then, you know, you're taking away that gift. You're unnecessarily making them sick with worry, making them suffer. Not just yourself, but obviously yourself. You're killing yourself, but you're making them suffer. So learn to dance in the rain, and of course diet and exercise. If you can afford decent food, you know, nourishing, nutritious food, get it down you. Get out and exercise every single day. It's the finest thing you can do for your mind. Meditate, do some breathing exercises, and do those things that I've told you on this video. There's many more things which you'll find on the channel, as I say. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Don't let the situation grind you down. Stay as positive as you can be. And that's what it's about, you know, staying positive and adapting and learning how to survive and be the best you can be in this current situation. Just simply doing your best. That's all you can ever do and be. So I hope that's been of some help. And of course, even if it's not a pandemic, all these things will help you stay sober. You know, whether it's not a pandemic or not, if you're going through other stuff in your life, take note. You know, and just try and be the best you can be. Do your best. And if you do slip backwards, you have to do what I did in March. You have to get support, get help, and get back straight away and start getting strong again. And don't be ashamed, and don't look down on yourself because of it. because it can happen to anybody, the best of us, even those with 50 years sobriety. You know, it doesn't matter. This is an unusual and unique situation we're all in. So Carpe Diem, seize the day today. Please subscribe, like and share the videos. Much love to you. See you next time. Bye bye.